Learn AI or you're going to die. And I mean that literally if you are running a business. If you are not learning how to implement AI into your current business, you are going to be drastically reduced as to the amount of output that you can actually produce. And I don't mean fire all your employees and 100% automate it with AI. Absolutely not. But if you don't understand how powerful and how much work and time this saves, it is remarkable. I, about 3 months ago, I had around 13 employees and it was tough to manage. There was a lot going on. I personally, I didn't really like it. And recently, I replaced 10 employees with AI. So now I have 3 people doing the job of, it's not 10 because my output is so much more than when I had 13 employees. I would say my output is probably as if I had 25 employees, and most of it is just people running AI. At the current level of AI, you can do about it can do about 70% of the work. But and then a human usually does the other 30%. That 30% that the human does makes up for 70% of the output. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's honestly what's been going on. It is very vital for those humans to be there because the touch of the human is what turns the 70% completed work that the AI can create into a incredible masterpiece that absolutely blows up. And that is honestly very vital because I've seen some people try and 100% automate and they are forgetting the human aspect that AI cannot create. And that is incredibly important. But that's besides the point. I think most people would want humans running the AI either way. And I'm just telling you from personal experience that if you are not implementing this and trying to learn as much as possible, because I was in the camp a few months ago that, hey, I don't know AI. It confuses me. I don't want to learn it. I don't like AI. And I'm still holding all those beliefs. I would much rather not be doing this. But it's kind of like the NFL. If every single person is using steroids and you're not, guess what? You are going to get demolished on the field, whether you like steroids or not. It is going to improve your game. And AI is steroids, but on steroids. And I guess the more I use it, the more I realize it is the prompt that matters the most. If you're using ChatGPT and just say, hey, turn this video into a tweet thread, a blog post, 5 short clips, etc., it's going to be absolutely terrible. And that's what I was doing for a long time. I'm like, oh, their AI is nothing to worry about. And then I realized that the prompt is everything. The person telling the computer what to do, guess what? That actually matters a lot. And that is now the prompt is probably 80% of the output you're going to get. If you give a ChatGPT the most incredibly well thought out prompt, it is going to give you an incredible answer. You can have it learn, you can teach it what it needs to know, so then it can uh, do the task better than it otherwise would have. And you can teach it the task the same way that you would teach your employees. And it is very magical. So if you have a business or want to start integrating AI into other business, I think it is very vital to start learning because now what I'm doing is I can actually really increase output for any client that I have. I'm currently trying to only focus on the clients that I can produce the maximum amount of output for because for me right now reputation means everything. So if I work with somebody, I want to absolutely crush it because if I absolutely crush it, they are only going to have good things to say about me. So I'm turning down a ridiculous amount of work. And if you saw the other video that I did, turn down a $1 million business, which I did without even hesitating, becoming the CEO of a new company, which sometimes I look back at and think I'm a absolute idiot. But the reason for that is because if I took on that job from that guy and I failed because I didn't really know what I was doing, that I would not want that on my reputation, even though that's not a guy that is in the same crowd as everyone else. Still, I don't want it. So this is going to be day 3, I guess. And yesterday I was talking about the difficulties of underworking, or the only option that I had is to outwork all my self-doubt. And was having a lot of self-doubt, but today I woke up around 8, and it's right now 10:30. I'm almost done with work. I've pretty much been working the entire day besides intermediation to work out, and I felt incredible. Honestly, I'm pretty tired right now and mentally exhausted, but I had some breakthroughs that I otherwise would not have. When some days you eat like shit, I would get massive mental fog. So I'm trying to note to myself that if I don't eat anything with seed oils or massive amounts of saturated fats and high in carbs, my mental clarity is much higher. I also had coffee today, which I usually don't do, maybe once or twice a week, and that completely dialed me in. So I'm thinking that I might actually increase my coffee intake, which is something that I've been very skeptical of doing, just because I did not want to be one of those people who relied on 6 coffees a day to survive. But my output when I am caffeinated is so drastically higher than when it is not. Placebo effect, maybe, but either way, I definitely notice a drastic difference. So I also made very high leeways as to what I know that I need to do. I'm just going to talk very rough and vaguely here to myself because I do not want to expose every single person that I'm working with. So I have an event that will be going on that I will be getting 20% of all the money that we get. And that is in around 20 days, I think. And with that event, I am noticing that there is about a 0.1% sign up rate. Oh, real nice, right? But I figured out a way that I think through one platform, Twitter, I think 2 million impressions, that the conversion rate's about 0.1% of people who go on to that, or that counts as an impression. Rough numbers, that at least it's around 1% of people, or 0.1% of people actually register for the free webinar or the free event. So what I'm thinking is, let me reverse engineer the math for a reasonable goal that I can set for the next 20 days. And that was 2 million impressions. So what I'm doing is I was doing one tweet thread a day, or just one unit of output. So now I'm doing 1.5 of those. And the math gets kind of weird here. And then I'm doing a few other things on top of that. And I can already see that that actually makes a huge difference. And you can see that directly with the amount of signups for what I'm doing. The second thing is cultivating the other strategy, which is on a different platform, to get an equal number of signups, but the signup rate is much higher. So it is really just it's reverse engineering the goal that I have set for myself as to how many people I think would be a very good target, and then reverse engineering exactly what I have to do to achieve those numbers. And that is actually quite a bit of work. That took a long time today, but now that I kind of have an idea, that will probably only take me 3 to 4 hours a day. And then what I have to do is prepare for the actual event that will be going on. And the last time there was a lot of mishaps. So I'm obviously, I think I've said this before, but I'm a huge fan of Alex Hormozy. So I am trying to perfect the offer. I am trying to perfect an additional bonus that people will be getting. I am trying to craft some sort of referral program to where the business can grow without having to constantly fill the monkey. So I am doing a lot of the things that Alex Hormozy talked about, and we'll see how it works. I guess if it does work great, I'll make a review over how Alex Hormozy made me a bunch of money. So I guess that's what's going on right now. I highly not just recommend, but I think it is a necessity if you have a business or potential business ideas, is to become, not, you don't have to be an expert unless you want this as a business idea, but you have to be proficient enough or you are going to be left behind. We are living in a world of survival of the fittest, and AI is going to take over. and it is going to replace a lot of jobs. And you can either be on top of that trend where you are using AI to implement it into other people's businesses so it can drastically improve the returns that they're having. And it takes a lot less work than you could imagine if you know how to use it properly. Or everyone else is going to use AI and you are going to be left behind. It's an unfortunate turn of events, but that is a revelation that I have come to recently. And now I'm spending my time, instead of saying, shit, this sucks, AI is going to take over the world, it's saying, oh shit, AI is going to take over the world. Let me learn how to use this so I can hopefully be on top of the world. And I guess we'll see what ends up happening. I'm still a complete noob when it comes to AI, but I'm becoming much more proficient. I guess we will see how that trend continues over the following months. Still, I think the most important thing that I said is AI can do 70% of the work. The human does 30%, but that 30% that the human does makes up for 70% of the results. So you need the human in there who understands what's going on. And right now, a lot of that is me because I'm trying to get the hang of this. And the results really come from the human actually fixing what AI can't do, and that's be human, because that is incredibly important. So I guess, thank you, and see you tomorrow.